and rising. How are you, beautiful people? Unique souls. People that make up the beautiful collective that experience this reality. You know, this reality, this beautiful place that we exist together. Awesome. That sounds like it's working. Theater mode. Am I gonna hit that regularly? Yeah, probably. I wonder if I should lower that just now. Just so that I don't accidentally knock it again and again and again and again and again. Alright, so I think the camera will be staying there. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Is that good? Is that good? Purple Moon Tarot, hello. How are you? Okay. Collective reading. So, since the last time, I have been trying quite a few different formats. So before I get into the collective tarot messages, I'm going to do a quick disclaimer sort of thing. All my messages, all of my interactions are general collective energy messages, and so everything that is said here are the opinions of my own, and everything that is said here are thoughts and opinions that I have based on the experiences that I've had. I fully expect everybody to have their own experience the way that they do, without needing to meet anyone's expectation or anything outside of themselves. So I believe that the spiritual experience is something for everybody to have, and also to have it the way that you want to. Nobody can tell you that your spirituality is right or wrong. Nobody knows what you had to go through to get to where you got to with God, with your unique experience. And so it's really a great practice to have a gratitude journal, maybe, and inside of this gratitude journal you can write the things that Spirit, Source, Universe, God is providing for you. Literal gifts that the universe is giving to you, whether you're asking for them through manifestation or not. Writing down what you're grateful for is an amazing way to track progress. And hello, Shania C. How are you? And yeah, then when you're participating in collective experience as well, it's an experience that is it's one that you can bring your own energy to. It's one that you can then, because you've had your own success, you don't need to be lifting or lowering other people. You can just arrive at a location, arrive at the collective. Like, I'm seeing all of a sudden like a town fair or a school fete or a fundraiser, like at an elderly home where they might make home craft things, and it's the support, it's the community support. So communities that come together and don't compete with one another inside of the community. These are communities that overall, they end up progressing a lot quicker than the communities that do compete. Why? Because when you're in competition energy, you're actually expending energy on an external factor to yourself. So you are allowing yourself to essentially bleed out your own creative energy into the endeavors of other people, where if you just focus on your own experience, your own personal endeavors, then this is where nobody can take your experience away from you, and then you don't take away from the experience altogether. You can sit in and enjoy the full collective experience, whether you agree or not. And then this is partly what I believe the internalizing of the experience. It's where you're, it's like, I think therefore I am, I think therefore there is, I think I consume, therefore I am, I interact. Anyway, whatever philosophy you assign to, agree to, subscribe to. I'm not saying that competition isn't healthy. I'm not saying that competition isn't necessary even, as a byproduct of evolution and the amount of species that were on this planet and have been on this planet and will be on this planet. Oh yeah, I forgot to make jingle jangle noises, so there's one to start. Ancestors, I thank you for being present with me now and always. The culture, the visions, the dreams, the experiences. Thank you for sharing that with me through my blood, through my dreams, allowing me to not only take hold of the visions and participate in them with you in this timeline through time, but also becoming aware of how important the whole is, the experience from the birds as a precursor to the sun, as if messaging to the collective, the sun is coming, the sun is coming. The cicadas singing at night, and the crickets reminding us that the sun will return, perhaps allowing us, helping us to release any fear that tomorrow won't come. And even the cyclical nature of the moon passing from east to west and the sun doing the same pattern. I think the moon does the west to east, actually. It's the whole experience that matters, and that experience can't be taken away from you. And you can't take away from it. All right, let's get into some cards. What was my thumbnail? G'day, legend. Was my thumbnail? I'm sitting on an extra pillow, and I'm sitting on my poncho to give myself extra comfort today. I want some sugar before we start. All right. Victoria. One of the Queen settlements. Where are you from? Oh, I've got coffee. I should get my coffee. Oh, all the things. All right, so before I came through, the collective sort of message vibe that I've been feeling, let's do some incense. Hold on. Just got a rock. Sorry. I'm doing my thing, getting ready to do this. Probably today I will do timestamps. It feels like a beautiful day to just take my phone out into nature, sit and put timestamps onto the video. That's why I've still got so much debris. I haven't filtered these properly. Gosh. For all of those that have a little bit of the autism or the ADHD, do you know how you can have like 12 projects running at once? And your mind is able to equally split between all of those projects, and then you sort of you make progress with all of them, but you make progress with all of them slowly, balanced, really like in its own time sort of thing. Well, I hope this works today. I know that I have to pack it properly, fully, otherwise it doesn't work. But anyway, this is my blend for clarity that I'm doing here. Please work. Where am I putting you? I think I'm going to put you... Where am I putting you? Where am I putting you? Just here. Awesome. Hopefully this has worked. Yay! It did sort of work. Let's see if I can show you. So without adding water, honey, and like resin or anything like that, you can just purchase these little tubey things that you can pack your incense blend into, and then you have that. All right. I'm gonna put some shoes on. Because that helps me keep my feet on the ground. Now it's really, really hot here. I've got all my windows open and it's really like low wind. Actually, if I put this one open, I should get more wind airflow. Feels like Australia's gonna skip spring. Literally. Feels like we're gonna skip spring this year. Alright. So I light my incense with an incense. Should I show you? I just bring it to the top like this, and yeah, it's much easier to do when it's both my hand and the thing are not moving. Okay, we have a blowfly come through. All right, candles are lit. Smoke is going. Fly out. Nope. Where did you come from? Why are you here? Go away. Come on. Out. You're not going to like the smoke once it gets going. Okie dokie. Definitely going to do timestamps today. And then that's how the little thing burns. It's very nice. Like, ah, shit. I just stabbed myself with that incense. Now I'm going to burn a hole in my table. Whoops. Anyway. See, 12 things going all at once. Can't even finish one. So I'll just light that back up because I literally snuffed it with my damn back of my hand. Oh, all right. Gosh. Oh, now I just burnt a hole in my shirt. Fucking love it. Ah, this world. All right. All right. All my things are set up. Everything's set up the way that I want it to be set up. I know. Oops. I'm very accident prone like that though. So for me, I'm almost prepared for this amount of chaos. All right. Where are the cards? Elemental Tarot. Messages from the elements. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Mother Gaia, please be present here and now. Send in your angels, guardians of the quarters, guardians of the elements. North, Michael, South, Spirit. East, Raphael, West, Gabriel. Be present here and now as we go into this reading. Send through messages for the highest good of the collective. For the highest good of the Lightworkers. Those willing to do the shadow work. All the energy that comes through, please, Spirit, have a purpose, not just be random. And thank you for sanctifying this space and calling in the people that this message is for. Thank you for being here and now. Cool. Okie dokie. Give me a few moments. If Nimbin was a live stream, do you know that's actually where I want to go? I'd love to go see what that's like. But do you know, even Los Angeles apparently is a bit like the movies now, with zombies and plastic humans and all the things, like, pretty cool. I actually want to find the fairies. All right. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. I can see that the sun is here. I can see that behind the sun is choice. Got Father of Earth, Father of Air, Son of Earth, Ozone, Clay, Hope. Interesting. Moat, Son of Fire. Ooh, that's the first fire. I've got so many major arcana. Moat, Son of Earth, Cloud, Volcano. Ooh, happening quickly. Nine of Water. Something about the moon. Ooh, Succession. Moon, Star, Sun. Ooh. Also got the Shaman. Death. That is a lot of major arcana coming through here. And the Five of Fire. Okay, so if this was a message and I was looking for the balance in it, I would say that the balance is in major arcana. Got 3 air. Three fires. And 3 earths. 6 major arcana. $17 cards altogether. And water. 2 cards of water, 3 cards of fire, 3 cards of air, 3 cards of earth. Six. 6 is a nice number. Just now, I want to look at my numerology book. 6. Flower of life. The basis of forming more shapes. 3 is harmony and 2 is power duality. So I would argue that I am speaking on a message that is for the people who are doing some personal power exploration. I hope that I have not put the thumbnail on this as a 21 card spread, because then that will mean that I'll have to pull more cards. But also, I've named this as getting to the heart of the cards, so do you know what? I can do what I want. It's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I want to start with 2. So 2 here. The 2 that I'm talking about is the element of water. So we have the 4 of water here. The symbols that I'm seeing on this card are Mars, so action and energy. I'm also seeing Neptune, which is ideals and intuition. There's quite a few symbols that I will need to pull the book out for if I'm wanting to use them. So typically though, 4 of Cups is representative in the upright as boredom, unappreciative, need to meditate. And then in the reverse is clarity, acceptance, and new ambitions. So wherever you find yourself in that, I think there's ways forward, and the way that these cards, I've set them out, is sort of like you can go the path of air, you can go the path of fire, or you can go the path of earth. Whew. So maybe this is going to be pick a stream, pick a path. Pick a path? Interesting. So I guess with the path of air, this is where we can look at the path of air also has a 4 within it. So coming from that place of the 4 of Cups, so if it's a place, if it's literally a negative experience where you're unable to follow your own guidance, your own intuition, your own insights, then it's an experience that requires you to ask the external. It's going to require you to search for feedback that's relevant to you, relevant to your experience. And when you do, that can come across as you looking for ideas, or you actually meditating on the information that's coming through for you. When you do this, when you apply 4 water to 4 air, it's Queen of Swords energy. Queen of Swords energy, why did that come through? That's pretty much objective, like being able to see the objective and following it, having the right amount of intelligence and using it to help you through the situations that you're going through, or knowing that you need to communicate effectively with the people that are coming through in your feedback loop, in your reality, in your experience, so that you can actually progress from where you're at. Not everybody is keen or interested in staying in the same place. The image of retirement came into mind. So when you're in, at least here in Australia, when you retire, it seems that there are homes, like you go into a home unit with other people who are retiring. And do you know, for the longest time, I saw that model as something that was super interesting. I never really understood why I was looking at that model, but I perceived that there was something within that I was interested in having for myself. Not the, okay, we're going to do bingos on Sundays, we're going to do talent shows on Mondays and blah, 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 but actual communities where people from all ages, because what I'm noticing is more and more and more, even if we are taking rest to make sure that we're not getting into these very high frequency thought channels, I will call it like that. This is the kind of considerations that leadership sort of takes when you're in a position within your own life, when you're in a position within your own world, when you're choosing to look at your shadow and call the power out of it and allow yourself to experience the reality that you're looking to experience. This restful energy, so this is the 4 of Swords typically. Usually that is rest. That is sort of like take a moment of solitude. Almost like the 4 of Swords for the longest time lately has been giving me hermit energy, except for the fact that it gives you the opportunity to rest, recovery, right? But recovery looks different to everybody. A recovery for an addict is abstinence. A recovery for somebody who's been injured is exercise and rest. It really depends on what kind of outcome or experience you're looking to have within your reality. And your reality is made up of all of the choices you've ever made in the past and all of the imaginations which you've allowed to perpetuate into your 3D reality. Gosh, I love the smell of sage. I love incenses overall together, but yeah, I love the smell of sage. Not very often, but yeah. Oh, the smoke disappears with my door open. Alright, just the north-south windows are open. And also my up window. Cool. So that is all done. We're here again. Oh, goodness gracious. So the card that comes through next for me, and this is really, so that the middle card that I read, or the card that I read first in the air, will be, was the Four of Air, and then I'm going to read whichever side comes first. So to the left is going to be feminine, and to the right is going to be masculine. Now, with all the readings that I do, you should always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Always use your own discernment. Please use your own discernment. I cannot express that enough. Use your own discernment. Take things to your spiritual closet and check things for yourself. I could be talking literally about you or somebody that you know, somebody that you're thinking about in this reading. And it's important that you're aware of how your discernment works for you. So get into the practice of figuring out how to use your discernment. So yeah, that's enough. I'm not a spiritual teacher. I'm a spiritual participant. I'm part of the experience. That's it. You're part of the experience, and how things work for you. How things work for me, work for me. Okay, I think I want to remove the constraints of the masculine, feminine, and I'm just going to read the lines as I read them. Next up in the air, we've got the Eight of Air. So this is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is all about denial, helplessness, feeling stuck, and in reverse, it's focus, moving forward, and time for change. But with this card, seeing Mercury, so communication and mindset, I'm also seeing Saturn, so responsibility and discipline. So So seeing Bylog, Chernobog, Slavic gods of day and night. It's duality. There's a lot of duality. So I think if you've been following along for the journey for a little while, we've really spoken about like the light and the dark of everything. The yes and the no. The feminine stasis and the masculine push. I don't know. Felt like squid feeling around something. Either one of these experiences, whether we're receiving or giving, like this experience is yours. The entire experience is yours. You are the only person who gets to dictate and name the experience that you're having. And when you are in that space without ego, you're going to find that it's easy to just be. There's no need to teach, there's no need to guide, there's no need to anything. Just being is the expression that is enough. So the whole duality, usually this card here is in the RWS at least, it's 8 swords in the ground, and it looks like a marshy land. You're walking in the wrong direction and you've got a blindfold on. This seems to all be like very blindfolded energy. But the rub of that is okay, well, why are you blindfolded? Why are you hands behind your back? What's happened? Like, is there arrows coming towards you? Why aren't you running? Like, what is the vibe? And for you, it may be an emotional position. The emotion came up because this here is a reflection that's in the water. Or it may just be something that's plaguing you in your thoughts. Whew. I think it comes down to a decision that you've got to make, but whatever this decision is, it's like it frees you. It frees you from being trapped in this, and again, it brings you back into this rest energy, this Four of Swords energy, where you're able to think clearly, where you're able to get your good night's rest, where you're able to wait for the harvest to occur, where you're able to actually rest on your giftings because you know that everything that you have done up until this point has been for a reason. If you're somebody who has faith, if you're somebody who believes in something outside of yourself, like the full experience, which might look a little bit different to everybody. Again, when you present out in the world, so after you've made this choice, literally, so I had the Queen of Swords energy, archetype sort of energy appear before, and then in the right hand side of this reading, I've got the King of Swords, so Father of Air. That symbol up there is the sun, that symbol down there is Pluto. The sun is responsible for the conscious mind and the ego, and Pluto is responsible for regeneration and transformation. That's a lot of the house type of language there. It's interesting. 5, 10, 13. 13. I don't know, when I look at this card again from here, it's like the things you're speaking on are creating your reality. You really are. So before I move into the interpretation or the intuitive message, the king can represent truth, courage, and mental power. And it can also, in the reverse, represent arrogance, judgmental, or manipulation. So if you're finding yourself in that energy, or you're finding yourself working through that kind of energy, can I encourage you just to ground a little bit every now and then? Go outside, hug a tree, sit with a tree, talk to the birds, talk to the universe, talk to Source. The message at the bottom here is Karakasa, the angel of spring. So many angels, so many messengers. I do get a bit of energy of being there's like fatigue, or there's something that there might be a call for you to manage your fatigue. King of Air, King of Swords can be. It's that whole leadership energy again. Air fully feels like it's a leadership message that's you're supposed to stand in your own power. You're supposed to validate your own choices. You're supposed to validate your own experience, because after this Father of Air card, we do get the Sun, and the Sun here is awareness. So by you focusing, by you being able to make this choice, whatever it was that pulled you out of the Four of Swords energy, pushed you into the Eight of Swords energy, gave you, the universe like turned to you and said, okay, make a choice. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You made the choice. You elevated your thinking into this King of Swords energy, and you were able to maybe even potentially sow seeds into those around you, so that then you were able to alter your experience. Not alter in the way of manipulating for your own gain, but alter the experience for everybody to have a better, a higher experience together. Because I really feel like you're beginning to understand, or you've already been in understanding, especially if you've arrived at this, sowing seeds in people's minds, literally, raising people's awareness to the beauty that is themselves, the beauty that is this whole experience. Even if you're only able to see, then in that experience you're seeing what is outside of you, and you're pulling that information, you're pulling that data, you're pulling that energy into your eyes, and your eyes then send it to your brain, and then your brain, either, if you've got conscious awareness, your brain will then process it into a message, and then it will spit out like a fortune cookie for you, for whatever experience you're having. And then if you're more conscious in the processing of what is going through, you might be having this, what might be known as the internal monologue. So some people have this internal monologue. I only just discovered that some people have aphantasia. When they close their eyes, they don't see pictures, and that is interesting to me. But these people must have a different purpose. They must have a different way of interacting, connecting with source consciousness, because for me, it's very pictures, like ink splatters and pictures and trams and circuses and animals and all these things. But I also wondered, like, those people who have synesthesia, no, those people who have, anyway, aphantasia may be people who are synesthetic, and they may be perceiving that they can't see the image, but they might be seeing it in another way, in a way that psychology hasn't caught up to yet. And this whole ADHD, like, I don't know. Anyway, blah. Appearing as the sun energy, at the end of this air path, you come out of this choice, you come out of this restful state, just ready, just charged. I'm literally seeing, like, the sun is up there. I've also got the letter M, which I feel like that should be either Virgo or Scorpio, but anyway. I can see the Ankh, I can see these beautiful rays with four, like, I don't know, it's very stable. Anyway, underneath awareness, it says, come forward to me and establish great ones among the small. Come forward to childhood. Beautiful. And the last card for the air, using the water. This was a 7-card reading. Perfect. To ground this, or to connect with this, to ground this in the root chakra, or connect this with the crown chakra, we're going to read the 9 of water. And would you believe it? I didn't see it before, but we've got Gaia here at the end of the reading. Gaia is going to be at the end of each line of this reading. And at the start, we've got the Chinese god of walls and ditches. So we start from a really safe place. We travel through this whole adventure, and then we get at the 9 of water. So I'm seeing the symbol for the moon, which is all about feelings and instincts. And then I'm also seeing the symbol for, I think it's Venus, which is all about love and pleasure. Beautiful. Collective, whoever you are, however this has been resonating for you, not making it fit, obviously, because we don't need to do that. We already know that the experience is happening with us, for us, and through us. So we just know that we just show up, and the showing up brings us this automatic good luck, this happiness, this abundance. And we know that we can enter into this experience with the wrong attitude. It can be in the reverse, right? And then we might be feeling some arrogance. We might be feeling unfulfilled. We might be feeling some disappointment. But either which way, whatever attitude you choose to arrive at the collective, I believe that that is what the collective requires at the time. Otherwise, you wouldn't be feeling to express that way, right? Unless it's a subconscious process, which we've spoken about, you can take into your own control again and turn them back into conscious processes, conscious actions. Arriving aware to a meeting versus arriving flustered, rushed, unprepared. This is the kind of energy that you're able to step into now if you want to, if you're willing and able. It's up to you. There are these seats on aircrafts called emergency exit seats, and the purpose of those seats is that people who sit in those seats are willing to put themselves last. They will obviously pull that oxygen mask down, but they're going to facilitate and help the aircraft staff manage an emergency. So when you get that extra legroom, yeah, sure, you may not think about what it's for, but if that aircraft ends up on water or on land and inside of an emergency type of situation where you're exiting the aircraft on either a boat or a slide, it's important that the fine print that you sign up for, the stuff that you're actually looking to integrate into your life is for you. Because if it's very easy in this day and age, it's like, especially if you're able to remember old learnings, old knowledges, and this is why my polytheism sort of emerged, because I believe that all cultures are correct. There are multiple ways to reach enlightenment, and I really have to believe that the people that connected with their deity, connected with their source, their creator, their God, I believe that those people wanted others to experience the same thing. I believe that it's such a fulfilling experience that you don't need to put it behind a wall. You don't need to put it behind anything. It doesn't need to be hidden inside of a temple. It doesn't need to be hidden inside of a church. It doesn't need to be hidden inside of a presbytery even, or a tabernacle. It's the full experience. How can we contain God? I don't think we can. And I think that that's an arrogant thing. And I think that's why the Bible is full of these stories that give us so many ways to look at nature. And I mean, even now, there's birdsong happening around me. They're the honeysucklers, I think they're called. And they've got yellow feathers, and they're beautiful. And they good segue. Thanks. I have no idea why, I don't know. I don't know why people... Get your own YouTube channel, alright? Go do that on your own channel, yeah? I mean, I'm not sitting here going, pick me, come to my channel, sit here, subscribe. No. I don't care. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for, like, any of it. I don't care. I'm here because I feel called to be here by God. I feel called to be here by the experience that I'm having. I've gone through so many different experiences that potentially I might be able to help somebody go through an experience that they're having for themselves. So I think genuinely, if you have a contradictory opinion, swipe. Because I don't know that I'm too willing to not swipe back anymore. And I don't know that we read the same Bible, because there is wrath that we can tap into. And I really, really, really would hate to cause a flood in your reality that doesn't come through with love and light. Do you know? Because I've integrated my shadows and I've given myself the space, and I've made this space to be what I want it to be. Because I'm here in this space whenever I want to be, whenever I'm called to be. I'm not doing it for any one of you. Actually, all of you. Any of you that connect with this content, connect with my content. Because I'm just one of literally probably billions by now. There are so many different accounts and there are so many different people that you can watch that literally, if I don't resonate with you, where do you want me to cry about it? Where do I factor in your moment in this channel? Let me know in the comments after the live. Otherwise, I'll just keep it with no comments during the live. Because also, I don't need to be chastising, scolding, or anything. It's your experience. But all I'm saying is, whoo, breathe. I've got 4 stages of Sagittarius, and I've got 1 bow and arrow nooked, ready to fire, and at any point that I decide, I can let that arrow go. And I'm pretty sure that I'll hit you in the 3rd eye, I'm pretty sure that I'll hit you in the heart, and I'm pretty sure that the other 2 arrows will plant your feet to the ground that you are in and will turn you into an elder tree for everybody in your generational line to witness as an example. Yeah. Because this world needs more examples that are willing to stay stuck. I'm not there anymore. That's not what this channel's for. That's not what this page is for. So take your shit elsewhere. Don't leave it here. Because from now on, I won't even acknowledge the energy. Bonnie Jean, g'day, hello, how are you? All of a sudden, like, I literally, like, I can't wait to not be without a car. Like, all that I'm doing is trying my best to be here. To try and fill some slots that I've got with my time, that I like to do, read tarot for people and all of the things. And yeah, it's like, I've spoken about this before on a lot of other pages. I'm so disinterested in the human condition that I'm at the point where I don't even know why I continue to participate in these kinds of experiences, especially if, like, I don't want to be your leader. I don't want to be your healer. It doesn't work like that anyway. You have to fully self-realize who you are and just go be. Like, the message isn't that complicated that I need cards to talk about it. Anyway, the next line, the fire line, this line is... have some water. How interesting. I don't know. That's a good question. Can you tell me? Oh, we moved into the fire, and I feel like I'm all of a sudden standing here with a sawn-off shotgun, fully loaded with like, whew, cactus sprouts. Let's go. I won't get out of here, Spirit. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't believe in my species, so I'm not sure what I'm doing this for anyway. Isn't that the joke? Perhaps. Alright. So again, this fire will start with the four of water. Four of water is literally all about boredom, unappreciative, need to meditate. This in the reverse can stand for clarity, acceptance, new ambitions. I listed this before already, and I'm having less and less and less of a care factor. So, Four of Cups. Go grab a tarot book and find out what it means. Otherwise, ask Google. Google can also tell you. Namaste. The end of this line will be the Nine of Cups. That one as well. You can go and grab a book or grab a deck of tarot and figure it out with that. That will work. Five of Fire. Here we go. Five of Fire. This is conflict, ambition, competition. In the reverse, this is harmony, reconciliation, avoiding conflict. Whatever energy you might be finding yourself in, deciding to move in, deciding to operate in. Whatever it is, this energy moves quickly, and as all fire things do, move quickly, you know that it doesn't last long. You know that it's going to move anywhere that you decide to focus it on, and it will move. It will move out, it will come back, and it will be completely devoid of your own willpower, but that's the purpose. You release things, you let them go, you don't... I've had enough of you two. Oh, my goodness. I feel like the Queen of Hearts. Up in the head. Love it. This Eight of Wands here actually comes out with Chantico. That's the Mexican goddess of fire. Love that. Fire is my element. Thank the Lord that it's grounded in all of the Capricorn placements that I've got. But yeah. Oh, this live. The energy in this live. Oh, so we have the Shaman. This here is will. This is the ultimate left path for you. In my weakness, do not forsake me. Do not be afraid of my power. So it's like fire, water, earth, air. These are the elements that the avatar had to master. And when he was able to master them, he became blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter about the gender. I mean, are we still hooked up on gender? Like, can we stop that? I think it's still... Can we just go back to race? Like, where did race come from? I thought we were human. Like, human being. Stop with the invisible walls. They don't exist. I'm bored of it. I'm sure you're bored of it. Like, you need a passport and a visa and this and that. Why? Stop it. Stop drawing invisible lines. Stop it. And I'm speaking to all 12 houses when I say this. Stop it. Do you think 2,000 years ago anybody cared about your invisible line? Like, literally, do you think 2,000 years ago all of the species that were alive, concurrent to your experience, humans, do you really think that all of those species thought that you were going to be the parasite in the experience? That you were literally going to suck all of the nature out of this experience and replace it with steel and... Enough. Build something that was worth time, worth being remembered. Look at the pyramids. Look at the megalithic structures that once upon a time we as an entire species may have been able to build and leave behind. And even then, let's stop leaving crap. Let's actually leave gardens for future generations. Let's leave trees. Let's leave something that's worth our time here and now. Cardinals, stand the fuck up. Enough. Initiate something that's worthwhile. Whew! The shaman. Know when to cut. Know when to close. Know when to connect. This is representative of the hermit. In the upright, this is solitude, introspection, guidance, inner wisdom. In the reverse, it is withdrawal, antisocial, fear, isolation, sadness, and paranoia. Do you know what? More and more, this experience is going to be an experience that gives you permission to live, do, be as you desire. There is no requirement for you to express more than you're comfortable doing, and there is nothing holding. Like, become unafraid of death. I dare you. Become unafraid of death and resist the temptation to have children. I dare you, because you'll forget that there is so much more to this experience than just procreating. Creation already exists. We are literally inside of creation all of the time. It exists inside of this experience that you can stay connected to 100% of the time. It's up to you though. You can also choose to be disconnected from that experience. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Nobody's actually forcing you to get up out of bed, go have a shower, brush your teeth, eat food, nothing. There is no one forcing you to do anything. When you realize this, when you get to the top of your own mountain, when you're able to see, witness, experience all of the wonder and the magic that is inside the natural world, even where human beings aren't a part of the experience except for you, you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, Son of Fire. Son of Fire gives the page. This is a messenger of fire. This is all about curiosity, creativity, and enthusiasm. In the reverse, it is delays, rebellion, and disappointment. So, whatever energy you're sitting in, this is also Athame. Athame, the sun in summer. I see two people kissing under the ground or on the sheets, whatever. There's a pyramid, and then there is a Pegasus. Excuse me. I need to go. Motorcycle! Oh no. It's absolutely daylight. This experience, the full experience, is so huge, so big. Like right now I've just stepped outside and I'm peeing in a tree. Absolutely, I'm peeing in a tree. You can't see me, you can hear me, but we've got so much infrastructure that needs to go in the ground and needs to be connected to the source of that infrastructure, like water, pipes, power, electricity. And more civilization is going to move outward from the towns, the cities that we've congregated and built in, and eventually we're going to get to a point where all of the land mass is consumed. There's nowhere else to build. What are we going to do then? As you can see, there are countries that are going to the bottom of the ocean at the moment. Like, there are countries that are figuring out how to create landmass on ocean. All of these things that we're doing to the planet. Why? Because we're in competition with one another. This entire species is in competition with itself. For what? For who? Even if we do make it to Mars, machine automated robot society, doesn't matter. That whole project is probably just for mining. Sometimes I look at the things that John Cameron produces and like he's coming out with a third Avatar movie. Like, oh, what are we doing? And it's like these people that are part of secular society who may actually have some kind of spiritual purpose, spiritual leadership purpose here in this experience. They may have a purpose. Like, I don't know. If you've read your Bible, even Judas had a purpose. There was a reason that he existed. Anyway. On with the reading. In the fire, I do see that we have the star. So if you'd like the sun to come up in your reading and you're a cross watcher, you can go back to the air, or if the air calling to you, you can go back and watch that. Right now we're getting to the end of fire. Fire has been fiery. My apologies, excuse me, all of the opinions I have are my own. I don't expect anybody to align with me or follow or anything like that. It's just I'm really here to be what this is, like a sound, a voice in the wilderness. And if you resonate, you resonate, and if you don't, you don't. No harm, no foul. I don't care. I'm here because I feel called to be here. Anyway, I feel like that's gonna be I feel like spirit's coming through with so much energy. I don't know what has happened in these last 4 days. What is happening with the moon? So one of my astrology friends, please tell me what's happening with the moon right now. What's happening in the stars? I feel like personal power is being realized. It feels like at least 8 of the houses are in this fiery energy. Anyway, we have the star. The star here has the symbol for Mercury, Gemini, Virgo. That's communication. So the card here says, hope I am substance and one who has no substance. Do not be ignorant of me. And then when I read that, it's like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Who can take the sunrise, sprinkle it with dew. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. The Candyman can. Okie dokie. Sorry, I got really distracted by this star energy. Star is all about happiness, spirituality. Oh, is this 17? Yeah, it is. Happiness, spirituality, hope, good fortune, and faith. In the reverse, it's in uninspired, sadness, despair, lack of faith, and monotony. Ending on the 9 of Cups. I don't know. It's like the energy of realizing why you were afraid of the dark. It's the energy of so where the only way that I can make this make sense is by switching into Avatar Aang, and when they were in the cave and they were learning earthbending, Katara, Aang and Sokka were walking through, and they had to, so it's like they had to learn to trust that the path would be shown to them. And so they had to turn off the light. They had to let their fire dim, even to the point of going out. But then the cave had a bioluminescent effect to it that when there was no surrounding light, because the bioluminescence is a phenomenon that happens in nature where it's basically like UV. Nature has like natural UV inside of it. And inside cave systems, it's more than likely inside of the moss, like it will run on the moss, and inside of the lichen, inside of the mushroom ecology, and then inside of water, it actually, you can get it on the surface. So when I used to dive up in Cairns, coming out of dives at nighttime, you could literally splash your hands and you would see all of this bioluminescence. So if you've ever seen a video with the waves crashing and they're glowing waves, that's what's happening there. But it's this process of trusting the dark. Like, you are source. You are energy. You are your experience, and you therefore are able to move your awareness wherever you need to. You're able to shift your awareness into a different gear and take yourself to the places that you need to go. You're able to balance out the 9 stages of ascension within yourself, the 3 lowers, the 3 present, the 3 highest. Like, you're able to step into the journey of processing past experiences, making sure that things that you lay to rest stay laying down, resting, and if anything, making sure that those experiences are planted so that then when you are returning, because it's a cycle, it's a circle, and you can choose to stay in your, like Metatron's cube or the flower of life. It's, you're constantly, your awareness will shift what circle you're on. Are you going to go to a higher circle? Are you going to go to a lower circle? Are you going to stay in the center? Are you going to go outward of the experience? Are you going to go in the experience? Where are you going to sit in the experience? And then turn that 4D, 5D, and then where are you going to sit in the whole? It's up to you. But you've got to be willing to do the work. You've got to be willing to balance out your own expression in a way that you are happy with. There is no one else responsible for the way that you show up into the world, into the experience, and therefore, once you understand this, you really can sit in your own power. You really can enjoy the experience that you're having because you know that everything that you're doing is in alignment with your feelings and your thoughts. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's enough. Then the bottom line, grounding all of this together. I guess that would be there, and that would be there, and that would be there. Oh my goodness. Grounding all of this together. I feel ridiculous now that I've put my shoes on and I'm wearing like sports shorts. I've got my windows open and everything, but yeah. All right, bottom line. Grounding it all together. Thank you, Spirit. Please bring clarity, acceptance, and new ambitions. Saying those words, it feels like 4 of Pentacles here in the middle. 4 of Pentacles is all about greed, control, security, or in the reverse, hoarding, stagnation, materialistic. This also does sort of look like a throne, 2 motorcycles. We really got to ground this energy, hey? Let's make sure this comes through for everybody. This is a difficult line. Because we have the 4 of Cups, we have Death, we have the Page of... Oh no, this is the Knight of Earth. Son of Earth, 4 of Pentacles, Father of Earth, the Moon, and 9 of Water. So this here, the beginning of this is very much like you've already, this isn't your first rodeo, you're on to your next. So what am I talking about here? The seasons. Like there's a time to sow, there's a time to, there's a time to sow, there's a time to reap, there's a time to harvest. And so with these 4 Pentacles, it's like all of the the cycle, all of the quarters of your life are in alignment. You've got energy going into your emotions, which is beneficial to you. You've got energy going into your thoughts, which is beneficial to you. You're also actively playing out your desires, which is giving you more energy to move forward, this momentum energy. And then you're also grounding the entire experience with reinforced it's like reinforced foundations. Like you're connecting with your reality in a way that's meaningful to you. And this stability that you've brought to yourself through being willing to participate in these experiences, like these I know that this is the Four of Pentacles, but it's kind of looking like the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, Wands, and Cups. And you've got everything sat down, and it's nice, ordered, it's organized. And that's also the Magician archetype energy. Like you've got everything that you need. It's all there ready. Like your bags are packed, your drone is packed, your camera's packed, everything's packed. You've got everything that you need. There's nothing that you need, but there is something that you're pushing towards, is what it feels here. So whatever it is that you're pushing towards, it's happening quickly with this Sun of Earth, which at the bottom is Komutov, the sun in winter. Now I know the Northern Hemisphere is going into the sun in winter experience soon. We're going into the opposite down here. The sun is moving towards us. It's leaving you guys alone for a little while so you can have some cold times. Why did I just get hibernation? It's like that's what winter's for. Like winter time is when you get to rest, you get to let the universe sow into you. If you've been a diligent little squirrel, then you've got all the fruit that you need away. If you've been a diligent bear, then you've eaten more than your fair share and you're very, very heavy and you're ready to go to sleep for 3 to 6 months. Whoo! If you're a salmon, you're running up that stream and you're gonna go lay eggs because you know your life is basically almost up. So you've got to reconstitute another motorcycle. Guys, I don't know. I don't get motorcycle. Well, I'm not on a main road. I don't live on a main road. I live literally at the top of town, far away from people, places, things, and yeah. That's the way I like it. I got Hermes energy with that as well. Very Hermes energy with that, except if he had little feathers on his feet or little wings on his feet, that would give even more. But that up there, that specifically, if that was on his foot, I would have thought that would have been a little Hermes nod. Perhaps Thoth nod. The record keeper archetype energy there. Like you've practiced within your reality. You've gone out, you've taken notes, you've got notebooks, you've got things that you can use now that are inside of your experience, inside of your reality that you can reach whenever you need to. Yeah. Then King of Pentacles, this is prosperity, leadership, determination. In the reverse, it's instability, corruption, and materialistic. Here I do see the crocodile. I do see a little bit of Anubis there as well. Why is there a penis on here? Saturn, responsibility and discipline, and also the South Node image there. Oh no, North Node. That's the bottom up. South Node's the bottom up. Yep. The tail, not the head. It's really interesting energy. Because from here you go into the moon. And before here, we came from death. With these two cards, it's like you were able to stabilize your physical body in a way that allowed you to connect with your higher self energetically. So you were freed from your body energetically and you were able to move across the experience at your will. This required you to integrate something though. So you had to go through the process of, like this card, 13. Transformation. I'm the one whom they call life, and the one whom you call death. When you're able to let go of what doesn't serve you, when you're able to move away from the things that are no longer giving you the experience that you signed up for, when you give yourself permission to choose again, this is the experience that I'm feeling through this. When you walk away, because this card comes after the Hangman, and then next is Temperance, that's the Angel. So endings can be painful, but the point and the purpose of an ending, if you use it for how I use endings, it might be a door closed, but that also means that you close the door behind you. You walk through that door and you close it. You don't just stay in that situation, in that environment, in that feeling. You do move on. You move on and you move away. You move on to what's important for you, and you give yourself that permission to really stand in your highest self energy. This King of Pentacles is prosperity, leadership, determination, instability, corruption, and materialistic in the reverse. Life is such a fun game of balance. Got to balance your heart with your mind. Got to balance giving and taking. But look, anyway, King of Air, the Swords, second last suit, getting a king in the air message, brilliant. King of Earth, this is the last suit for the Major Arcana for me. This is like, this might be first actually, but for me it's last. It's like you have to learn how to temper your fire. You have to learn how to temper your air. You have to learn how to temper your water. Otherwise you're just this chaotic, out of balance experience that people will see, perceive, and interact with. It doesn't have to be that way though. You can remind yourself of the power of being the actual sun. And we had the sun, we had the star that came out in between, and then the moon. This experience is so uniquely yours. You understand this, you know what you're doing now, and you know where you're going. When you have this energy, what can stand in your way? What can stop you? You can, no one else can. No one outside of your experience can. When you allow the light that you see on the outside to reflect all that you are, when you allow the light on the outside to see or reflect all that you are. No. If you're going to be sitting in the position or the energy of the moon, then you're going to be a reflection. You're only going to be visible through reflection of others. Whereas it may be important to you to just be present, not as a reflection. Like, why does it all of a sudden feel like here? A great forgetting. Ooh. The moon illusion. I am the one whose image is great. I am the one who has no image. Looks like Stonehenge. That looks bloody weird. Upside down, this card looks really weird. It looks like there's like this shadow being with this like arm coming out of its heart or its throat. Ugh. Anyway, it's contained inside the chest cavity, but still looks weird. That was an interesting reading. Overall, that was a very interesting reading. Very weird. I didn't really like it. So if it resonates with you, let me know in the comments. But yeah. What resonated with you specifically? Interesting. Bottom of the deck was peace. 14. It says justice on this. I am the judgment and I am the acquittal. I'm not sure that I like this deck for collective energy. It's very different. I mostly use this for ancestral connection readings. This was the first time I used it with just a collective spread, so bottom of the deck was 11, justice. This is system. I'm the one who's called justice and I am gross iniquity. There's a time for everything. There's a time for everything, literally. When you're able to see that, when you're able to participate inside of that energy, you literally should have unlimited energy, unlimited power. There shouldn't be a way for you to tap out. Like you're not going to run out of energy if you're doing what you're here to do. Even if people come around you and try to energy vampire from you, it's not going to matter. It's not going to make a difference. It is finished. And we got so many major arcana in this as well. Sun, the moon. That's 7 major arcana in total. Now I feel like I need to do the the normal collective spread. I feel like I didn't even do a reading. None of my energy is wasted, nothing. What was that? What was all of that? Bang. Judgment, forgiveness. I am the one who cries out and I listen. I am the knowledge of my name. See, these cards are weird. Like, for a collective, it's too specific. Mother of Air. There you go. Queen of Swords ends up coming out in the reading anyway, while I'm wrapping up. Objective, intelligence, communication. In reverse, losses, feeling trapped, disappointment. So, you know what it is. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and yeah. Please. Use your own freaking discernment with all messages. There will be lots less regret doing it that way. But yeah, anyway. Alright. I'm going to go. The little bits and pieces of conversation that I've been having have ceased. I don't know if I've scared people away. Probably. Sometimes I feel like little old David playing with my slingshot, looking for Goliath. And other times I'm the other David. I'm out in the field with my lambs and my sheep and I'm singing to them, and I even know when one of them's missing, so I want to go and find it. Whatever. Can you be a lover if you're not a fighter? I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I should go. Quake came out. Patty, is that you? Alright. People just got here, so I think it is time for me to depart. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye.